don't need this, but I do when I go outside because I'm in Germany. Woo! So how'd I get here, you ask? Oh, first, hi, Lamb-like here. I'm back. It's been a month and a week or something like that. I'm gonna try my best to upload one video a week. That's the current plan. Let me know of any suggestions you guys have that you want me to show in Hamburg. I'm so excited to make more videos now. So I booked my flight. I had all my papers ready to come to Germany. I had the invitation paper from my boyfriend. All the stress that I had for this moment was not needed. And I'll backtrack. We had to wear the mask through the whole flight. That part was pretty hard. Made it to Hamburg. Saw my boyfriend right when the doors opened, and I saw him right like outside the doors, and it was just such a great moment after not seeing him for 5 months. We were both really surprised because we both thought we had to see the German border patrol. Turns out I didn't. So the moment I saw him when the doors opened, I was like, that's when I realized, oh my gosh, I don't have to go through the German border patrol. I'm free. I guess the stop in Amsterdam was the border patrol, the EU. So then I was like free. So in the Hamburg airport, I went directly upstairs to where the COVID testing is. So I got my COVID test done, and then I went directly to my boyfriend's apartment to quarantine with him. And then we did our vacation, which was Dresden and Leipzig. First we went to Leipzig. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And then we went to Dresden. And this was so beautiful. I had always wanted to go to the east of Germany. I never had the chance. And
that's a line.
That's so cute! And my boyfriend drives, so that was really nice. Oh yeah, and we got to go on a tour. I was really surprised about that. I think it was their last tour right before the shutdown, which no one expected the shutdown. So yeah, we had our vacation right in time before the 4-week shutdown in all of Germany. So here are the things that I learned from the vacation that were different for me than things I've never seen before. I've lived in Germany for 2 years as a student, but it's really easy to miss a lot of the cultural differences when you're just a student because you're hanging out mostly with international students. So now that I'm spending most of my time with a German, I'm noticing a lot more. Right when we were driving to Dresden from Leipzig had a different rule than Dresden. We had to get this green sticker for the car, and I never seen that before, so it's really nice. Germany cares about the environment, and that's why we had this green sticker. Yeah, and Germans like to do all the things, all the rules. Germans like rules, I think, or they're good at following rules. I don't think Americans are very good at following rules in comparison. Leipzig was the first time I saw a light that let you turn right on a red. And this was kind of made me think of a funny story when my boyfriend was doing his internship in California. That's how we met. When we were driving, I told him, because he didn't know at the time that you can turn right on a red light in the US. And he's like, oh, so the next red light he saw, he just went and didn't stop at the red light before turning. And I was like, totally freaked out. So that was a difference. And luckily there was no cars at the time, so it was okay. But any Americans coming to Germany, you cannot turn red. You can't turn right on a red light. And he has been teaching me all the street signs. There's so many street signs in Germany. Oh my goodness. I'm totally overwhelmed. But my boyfriend's a really good teacher, so I'm learning quickly. Maybe one day I will drive in Germany. We'll see. So when we first got to the hotel, one thing that the hotel did wrong in Leipzig was they gave us one blanket on the bed, just one for one person. And it was so weird to me that this was, because it was a big bed, like a queen size or king size bed, and there was only one little blanket on the bed. And that's when I learned in Germany, you typically get 2 blankets for each person on the bed, which I find that really strange, especially if you're a couple. I find it kind of not romantic to like have your own blanket, like what? In the US, in hotels, you always get one big blanket no matter who you are. It's always one big blanket. You just share the blanket. That was like something that wouldn't happen in the US. There wouldn't be a forgotten blanket because there's always one big blanket on the bed. Yeah, and also the rules in the hotels during the pandemic was kind of complicated, led to some misunderstandings. There was, you had to tell them that you wanted to use the pool in the hotel, and you had to tell them at least 24 hours ahead of time, but there was nowhere that said you had to tell them 24 hours ahead of time. So, and the pandemic stuff was different in Hamburg compared to Leipzig and Dresden. In Hamburg, everyone in the cafes were wearing masks and very strict about it, and you always have to sign when you get there, you sign a paper or you sign digitally your name, number, email, address, and who's with you. But then when we went to Leipzig and Dresden, we didn't have to do that in most of the places we went to. One restaurant had us do that, but not the other one. So I thought that was really interesting. So maybe they have to do it now. I don't know. Kaffee and Kuchen. So something my boyfriend has done. So that's a first for me. Usually Kuchen, like cake, coffee and cake, for me is something like dessert. You don't eat it in the middle of the day, and something sweet is just new for me. So, but I really like it actually. That was something I really looked forward to on vacation every day, when we can have our cafe and Kuchen time like around 2 p.m. A little break in a cafe, and yeah, that was sweet. And the cake is not as sweet as California cake. If you go into coffee cafe places in California, you're gonna get a very sweet, sugar-filled cake. It's not gonna be like in Germany where it's kind of just mildly sugary. Oh my god. So on the second to last day of our vacation in Dresden, we wanted to just have a chill day because our feet hurt so much from being tourists walking around everywhere. So my boyfriend came back with chocolate covered strawberries, I love, and chocolate covered green grapes, which totally shocked me. I have never seen that in my whole life. I sent the picture to all my friends and my family, and they've never seen it either. So this was definitely a European thing. One of the French girls that's following me on Instagram told me that she does that in France, so maybe it's European, I don't know. Oh yeah, so my boyfriend noticed some of the American things I was doing that a German would not. He said I kept confusing the waiters when we went to restaurants because I kept custom ordering my food, and he said Germans just don't do this. You usually just get what's on the menu. And I also like to get combinations of things that also confuse the waiters. One morning we went to breakfast, and usually for American breakfast, you'll get either the main and then a side for your breakfast. Usually if it's either like pancakes, and you get a side of eggs with toast, French toast with a side of eggs. Usually a side of eggs is very common for breakfast everywhere you go in California. So this morning I ordered oatmeal, which typically, maybe even in California, that might have been weird to get a side of eggs, but I don't know. If you're eating breakfast, it's pretty common. So I ordered a side of eggs with my oatmeal from this one restaurant, which I was also happy to have oatmeal because, yeah, my boyfriend was eating meat and bread and cheese, which is so weird for me. For me, that's like a dinner thing, not a breakfast thing, but that's very German. I'm not yet ready to switch over my breakfast habits, sorry. I like my oatmeal and I don't actually eat pancakes for breakfast, but. So the waiter gave the eggs to my boyfriend because I think he thought that it made more sense that it goes to what my boyfriend was eating and not for mine. And then our last day in Dresden, we went to a pizza place and I got the Hawaii pizza, so the Hawaii pizza. And I don't like ham, but I do like pepperoni. So I asked if they can just switch the ham for pepperoni for the pineapple and pepperoni pizza. And the waiter said, sure, and then looked at my boyfriend and said in German to him, would you like the normal version of your pizza? So pretty much, yeah. So, and then afterwards, my boyfriend said he kind of was making fun of me. But I don't care. I only like certain types of food, so. My favorite German food in the restaurants is definitely Rumpsteak. That's super delicious. My boyfriend likes Labskaus, which I tried that and it was super weird. Very strange. It reminded me of tuna, but yeah, strange. And it had a fish on the plate, just a full fish next to it was so strange. German traditions. And I learned when we went to dinner with the neighbors, careful with what you're wearing when you're eating Rotkohl, because that can stain really bad. They said even worse than red wine. And then Gönnen, I can't do the O with dots, really hard for me. This word is really popular. I'm hearing it all over. When I was watching Love Island, I heard them using this verb so much, and I'm seeing it on the advertisements, and I saw it in Leipzig, right outside the hotel window, and so that's a word Germans like to say, I've noticed. Word of the day.